I'm Miss Chen. Today we're going to talk about past perfect tense. Usually we use past perfect tense to tell people that something had happened in the past. So let's look at the example here. She had made some serious grammatical mistakes on her last report. So last report, that means it's in the past. So she had made the mistakes. And the formula is you have to put a subject and then had and then add in the past participle. Okay, let's look at another example here. John had already handed in his report last week. This sentence emphasizes that John has already performed this action in the past. So John had already handed in his report last week. 已经交上去了. Okay, now let's look at the third line there on the screen. 我们昨天6点以前离开办公室. So we have like past tense. Something happened in the past that we have already performed this action. So how do we flip it into Chinese? 我们已经离开. So we had left.And then 我们已经离开哪里？办公室。So we had left the office 几点以前？ We had left the office by 6 p.m. yesterday. So that's how we change this sentence into English here. Now, let's look at the next one. Whenever we want to describe a situation or describe an event, a lot of time we will use past tense and past perfect tense together to describe the whole picture, to describe the whole story. And how do we describe a situation or how do we describe an event in the past? Usually when we describe a situation or an event, there are a lot of time couple verbs or more than one verbs that are involved. So how do we do this? Well, the first action that happened, we will use past perfect tense. And then the second action, we will use past tense. Now let's look at the two sentences here. She had made some serious grammatical mistakes on her last report. And the second sentence is, the professor told her to resubmit her last report.Okay, in these two sentences, the first action is she had made some serious grammatical mistakes. And then the second action will be the professor told her to resubmit her last report. So if we want to describe the whole event, we combine the two sentences together. That will be the professor told her to resubmit her last report because she had made some serious grammatical mistakes. So the professor told her will be the second action because she made the mistakes first. And in the result, the professor told her to do something. So that will be the second action. So put it together will be the professor told her to resubmit her last report because she had made some serious grammatical mistake. Now let's look at some Chinese here and then let's try to change it into English. So the sentence you see here is 因为我有存足够的钱让我去美国读研究所. Now, so you have to save money first, right? So when you have the money, then you get to go to study in America. So the first one, I studied in a graduate school in America. This is the second action, right? So you use past tense. And then, 因为我有存足够的钱, that is the first action. So I had saved enough money. So you put them together. I studied in a graduate school in America because I had saved enough money. That's it for today. And don't forget to keep on going. Do the exercise down below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.